What's up, everybody? In my video today, we're going to talk about Pythagorean Theorem Part 2. So I'm going to show you guys how to find the missing side of a triangle with square roots. So in our video today, guys, we already know that we're working with the Pythagorean Theorem. So that means we have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And like I told you guys in the first video, if we get A and B confused or if we switch that, that is fine. But the most important thing is we have to keep c squared as c squared. We cannot change that. So in this problem, we need to make sure that we understand that 5 radical 3 is c. And what we're going to be doing, I'm going to make x my b, and we're going to figure out how to solve for the missing side length when we're working with radicals, right? So once we set our equation up, we have 5 radical 2 squared, right? Because we have to square each side, plus x squared is equal to 5 radical 3 to the second power. So now after we set this equation up, guys, we have to go through and take care of our exponents. So remember, when we square, right, when we have a square root and then we square it, they just cancel out each other. And what is left is just a number under the radical. So when I go through my first step, in the parentheses, we're going to have 25 times 2, and we're going to get an answer of 50 for that first radical, right? And I'm going to bring down x squared next, right? Because nothing changes with x squared. It's going to stay the same. So now at this point, we're going to do the same exact thing with 5 radical 3. So after we square 5, we're going to get 25, right? And once we multiply radical 3 times radical 3, that is just going to give us the answer of 3. So now I know that my equation is equal to 75. And at this step right now, guys, what we have to do is to solve like a regular equation. So that means that I'm going to combine my like terms, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to subtract 50 from itself and from 75 so that we could get that x squared term by itself. And once we do this, our answer should be x squared is equal to 25. And before I wrap this video up, guys, make sure you stay to the end because there's a very special rule slash tip that you cannot forget, or else you're going to get this problem wrong. And we do not want that. We want to get straight A's, get everything right, or as much right as possible. So at this step, what we need to do is get rid of our exponent. And to cancel out the exponent, like I said earlier, we're going to take the square root. So now when I take the square root of the left-hand side, I have to do the same thing to the other side of the equation, right? So x squared turns into x. And then what we have to remember is that there's going to be 2 answers, right? When we take the square root of 25. What we're going to have is positive and negative, right? So let's do that. We have plus and minus the square root of 25. And once we break down that square root, we know our answer could either be x is equal to positive or negative 5. Because once we square both of them, they will both give us 25. But hold on now, right? Let's just pause right there. We're talking about the side length of a triangle. And what we have to know is that side length can't be negative. So with this answer right here, right, it's not 100% correct. We would have to only take one of those answers. So we know that our answer would be x is equal to positive 5. And just for the video's sake, so it makes more sense, we're going to put feet. I didn't put in the problem above, right? But just so you understand why it has to be positive, we can't have negative feet, right? So, guys, when we're solving or trying to find the missing side length of a triangle with square roots, please make sure you guys don't confuse C squared with A or B. And when you guys get to the last step, just remember we're talking about the positive answers unless we're working with like imaginary numbers. So thank you guys for joining me today. I'm Mr. Peters. This is our Pythagorean video part 2 where we're working with square roots and radicals. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you.